By the way, if that dies, I brought my iPad. Yeah, so whoever you start with, you're going to go. So like you're going to go with this first, and then that's over there. You all
Our first stop here at the event. So 103C, forward 1 1/2 somersault stop 1.6. On deck, Sarah. Five. Sarah, 100C, forward 1 1/2 somersault stop 1.6. On deck, Elena. Five and 1/2, 6, 5.5. Elena, 201B, backed out pipe 1.6. Deck, Ashley. Three and 1/2, 4, 5, 4. Ashley, 101B, forward dive pike, 1.3. On deck, Maddie. Four and 1/2, 5 and 1/2, 6. Maddie, 401B, inward dive pike, 1.5. On deck, Amy. Six and 1/2, 6 and 1/2, 6 and 1/2, 7, 6 and 1/2. Amy, 401C, inward dive tuck, 1.4. On deck, Adu. Five, 4 and 1/2, 5, 4. Anouk, 101C, forward dive tuck, 1.2. On deck, Catherine. Five and 1/2, 5, 6, 6. Catherine, 101B, forward dive pike, 1.3. On deck, Olivia. Five and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2. Olivia, 103C, forward 1 1/2, 1.6. On deck, Sam. Four, 3 and 1/2, 4. Sam, 101B, forward dive pike, 1.3. On deck, Libby. 3 and 1/2, 3, 3, 3 and 1/2, 3 and 1/2. Libby, 401B, inward dive 1.5. On deck, Avery. Seven and 1/2, 7 and 1/2, 7 and 1/2, 7 and 1/2. Avery, 102A, forward somersault straight, 0.6. On deck, Carlin. Three and 1/2, 4, 4, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2. Carla, forward 1 and 1/2, somersault pike, 1.7. On deck, Joy.
Repeat it.
103B, forward 1 and 1/2, somersault pike, 1.7. Five and 1/2, 6, 6, 6, 5 and 1. Joy, 401B, inward dive pike. On deck, Penelope. Six and 1/2 across. Penelope, 103C, forward 1 and 1/2, somersault tuck, 1.6. On deck, Laurel. Four, 4, 4, 3 and 1/2, 4. Laurel, 401B, inward dive pike, 1.5. On deck, Audrey. Seven, 7, 7 and 1/2, 7 and 1/2, 7. Audrey, 401B, inward dive, 1.5. On deck, Katie. Six, 6, 6, 6, 5 and 1/2. Katie, 101B, forward dive pike, 1.3. On deck, four, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 5. Anna, 401B, inward dive pike, 1.5. On deck, Claire. Seven and 1/2, 7 and 1/2, 8, 8, 7 and 1/2. Claire, 103B, forward 1 and 1/2, somersault pike, 1.7. On deck, Allie. Five and 1/2 cross. Allen, 101B, forward dive pike, 1.3. On deck, Jade. Three, 3, 3, 3 and 1/2, 3 and 1/2. Jade, 301B, reverse dive pike, 1.7. On deck, Callista. 4.5 across. Callista, 101C, forward dive tuck, 1.2. On deck, Reagan. Five, 6.5, 5.5. Reagan, 302C, reverse 1 somersault tuck, 1.6. On deck, Angelina. Three, 2.5, 3. Angelina, 101B, forward dive pike, 1.3. On deck, Alice. Five and 1/2, 6, 5 and 1/2, 6, 5 and 1/2. Alice, 401B, inward dive pike, 1.5. On deck, Emmy. Seven and 1/2, 7. Emmy, 101B, forward dive pike, 1.3. On deck, Emerson. Five and 1/2, 5, 6 and 1/2, 6. Emerson, 201A, back dive straight, 1.7. On deck, Isabella. Four and 1/2, 4 and 1/2 across. Isabella, 101A, forward dive straight, 1.4. On deck, Trevi. Four and 1/2, 3 and 1/2, 5. Trevi, 201B, back dive pike. On deck, Zelantu. Five and 1/2, 6 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2. Zelantu, 103B, forward 1 and 1/2, somersault pike, 1.7. On deck, Soli. Six, 5 and 1/2. Beginning our second round, Soli, 104C, front 2 somersaults tuck, 2.2. On deck, Sarah. Four, 5, 4. Sarah, 401B, inward dive pike, 1.4. On deck, Elena. 5 and 1/2, 5, 5 and 1/2, 5, 5 and 1/2. Elena, 203C, back 1 and 1/2, somersaults tuck, 2.0. On deck, Ashley. Four and 1/2, 5, 5, 5, 4 and 1/2. Ashley, 201C, back out tuck. On deck, 1.5. On deck, Maddie. Four and 1/2, 5, 4 and 1/2 across. Maddie, 403B, inward 1 and 1/2, somersault pike, 2.4. On deck, Amy. Seven, 6 and 1/2 across. Amy, 402C, inward 1 somersault tuck, 1.6. On deck, Anoop. Five and 1/2, 5 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2, 5. Anoop, 103C, forward 1 and 1/2, somersault tuck, 1.6. On deck, Catherine. Four and 1/2, 5, 5, 5, 5. Catherine, 102B, forward 1 somersault pike, 1.5. On deck, Olivia. Four and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2. Olivia, 201A, back out straight, 1.7. On deck, Sam. Three and 1/2, 3 and 1/2, 3 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2. Sam, 103B, forward 1 and 1/2, somersault pike, 1.7. On deck, Libby. Four and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 4, 3 and 1/2. Libby, 403B, inward 1 and 1/2, somersault pike, 2.4. On deck, Avery. Six and 1/2, 7, 6 and 1/2 cross. Avery, 103B, forward 1 and 1/2, somersault pike, 1.7. On deck, Carla. Five and 1/2, 5, 5, 5 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2. Carla, 201B, back dove pike, 1.6. On deck, Joy. Four and one half, 5 and one half, 5 and one half, 5 and one half, 5. Joy, 403B, inward 1 and one half somersault pike, 2.4. On deck, Penelope. Seven across. Penelope, 202A, backflip straight, 1.7. On deck, Laurel. Three and one half, 3 and one half, 3 and one half, 4, 3. Laurel, 403B, inward 1 and one half somersault pike, 2.4. On deck, Audrey. Five and one half, 6, 5 and one half, 6 and one half, 5 and one half. Audrey, 402C, inward 1 somersault tuck, 1.6. On deck, Katie. Five, 5, 6, 5 and one half, 5 and one half. Katie, 201A, back down straight, 1.7. On deck, Anna. Four, 3 and one half, 3 and one half, 3 and one half, 3. Anna, 203B, back 1 and one half somersault pike, 2.3. On deck, Claire. Six and one half, 6 and one half, 6 and one half, 7, 7. Claire, 104C, forward 2 somersault tuck, 2.2. On deck, Allie. Five, 5, 5, 5, 4. Allie, 103B, forward 1 and one half somersault pike, 1.7. On deck, Jade. Three and one half, 3 and one half, 3, 3 and one half, 3 and one half. Jade, 302C, reverse 1 somersault tuck, 1.6. On deck, Callisto. Four and one half, 4, 4 and one half, 4, 4 and one half. Callisto. 103C, forward 1 1/2 somersault tuck, 1.6. On deck, Reagan. Five and 1/2, 5 and 1/2, 5, 4 and 1/2, 5. Reagan, 101A, forward dive straight, 1.4. On deck, Angelina. Four, 3 and 1/2, 3 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2. Angelina, 301C, reverse dive tuck, 1.6. On deck, Alice. Four and 1/2, 4, 3 and 1/2. Alice, 403B, inward 1 and 1/2 somersault pike, 2.4. On deck, Emmy. Four, 5 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2, 5. Emmy, 104C, front double somersault tuck, 2.2. On deck, Emerson. Five and 1/2, 5, 6, 4 and 1/2. Emerson, 202B, back 1 somersault pike. On deck, Isabella. Five and 1/2, 4 and 1/2. 4 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2, 5. Isabella, 201A, back out straight, 1.7. On deck, Trevi.
That's a block on the dive. Judges, you got 2 points from your scores. Block on the dive, you got 2 points from your scores.
A balk has been declared. 1, half. Trevi, 203C, back 1 and 1/2 somersault tuck, 2.0. On deck, Ziluntu. Three and 1/2, 4, 3 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 3 and 1/2. Ziluntu, 104C, front double somersault tuck, 2.2. On deck, Soli. Four, 3 and 1/2, 4, 4 and 1/2, 4. Beginning our third round, Soli, 51-22D, forward 1 somersault, 1 twist free, 1.9. On deck, Sarah. 4, 4, 3 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 3 and 1/2. Sarah, 402C, inward 1 somersault tuck, 1.6. On deck, Elena. Five, 4 and 1/2. Elena, 52, 31D, back 1 and 1/2 somersaults, half twist, 2.1. On deck, Ashley. Five and 1/2, 6, 5 and 1/2, 5, 5. Ashley, 1 and 3B, forward 1 and 1/2 somersaults pike, 1.7. On deck, Maddie. Five and 1/2, 5, 6, 5 and 1/2. Maddie, 103B, forward 1 and 1/2 somersaults pike, 1.7. On deck, Amy. Seven and 1/2, 6 and 1/2. Amy, 103C, forward 1 and 1/2 somersaults tuck, 1.6. On deck, Anouk. Six, 5 and 1/2, 6, 5 and 1/2. Anouk, 301C, reverse dive tuck, 1.6. On deck, Catherine. Four and 1/2, 5, 6 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2. Catherine, 201C, back dive tuck. On deck, Olivia. Five and 1/2, 5, 4 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2. Olivia, 202A, backflip straight, 1.7. On deck, Sam. Four and 1/2, 4 across. Sam, 202B, back 1 somersault pike, 1.6. On deck, Libby. Five, 4 across. Libby, 103B, forward 1 and 1/2 somersault pike, 1.7. On deck, Avery. Seven and 1/2, 6 and 1/2, 7, 7. Avery, 51, 22D, forward 1 somersault, 1 twist free, 1.9. On deck, Carla. 5 and 1/2, 5, 5 and 1/2, 6, 5. Carla, 203C, back 1 and 1/2, somersault tuck, 2.0. On deck, Joy. Six, 7, 6, 6 and 1/2, 6 and 1/2. Joy, 201B, back out pike, 1.6. On deck, Penelope. Six and 1/2, 7, 7, 7 and 1/2. Penelope, 302C, reverse somersault tuck, 1.6. On deck, Laurel. Five, 4 across. Laura, 103B, forward, 1 and 1/2 somersault pike, 1.7. On deck, Audrey. Seven across. Audrey, 103B, forward, 1 and 1/2 somersault pike, 1.7. On deck, Katie. Six and 1/2, 6. 6 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2. Katie, 103B, forward, 1 and 1/2 somersault pike, 1.7. On deck, Anna. Three and 1/2, 3, 3 and 1/2, 3 and 1/2, 4. Anna, 103B, forward, 1 and 1/2 somersault pike, 1.7. On deck, Claire. Seven, 7 and 1/2, 8, 8 and 1/2, 7 and 1/2. Claire, 201A, back dive straight, 1.7. On deck, Allie. Five and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 4, 4. Allie, 201A, back dive straight, 1.7. On deck, Jade. Four, 4, 3 and 1/2, 4, 4. Jade, 103B, forward, 1 and 1/2 somersault pike, 1.7. On deck, Callisto. Five, 4, 4, 3 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2. Callisto, 201A, back dive straight, 1.7. On deck, Reagan. 3 and 1/2, 3 and 1/2, 3, 4, 4. Reagan, 103B, forward, 1 and 1/2 somersaults pike, 1.7. On deck, Angelina. Five, 4 and 1/2, forward, 5 and 1/2. Angelina, 103C, forward, 1 and 1/2 somersaults tuck, 1.6. On deck, Alice. Four and 1/2, 5 and 1/2, 5, 4, 5. Alice, 201B, backed off pike, 1.6. On deck, Emmy. Six and 1/2, 7, 8, 7. Emmy. 201C, backed up tuck, 1.5. On deck, Emerson. Six, 5 and 1/2, 6, 7, 6. Emerson, 401C, inward dive tuck, 1.4. On deck, Isabella. Five, 3 and 1/2, 5. Isabella, 102C, forward, 1 somersault tuck, 1.4. On deck, Trevi. Four, 3, 4 and 1/2. Trevi, 52-21D, back 1 somersault, half twist, 1.7. On deck, Zamontu. Four, 3 and 1/2, 3 and 1/2. 3 and 1/2, 4. Zamontu, 201B, backed out pike, 1.6. On deck, Soli. Seven, 6 and 1/2, 6, 7, 6. Beginning our 4th round, Soli, 201A, back dive straight, 1.7. On deck, Sarah. Three and 1/2, 4, 3, 4, 3 and 1/2. Sarah, 51-11A, forward dive, half twist, 1.8. On deck, Elena. Four and 1/2, 5, 4 and 1/2. Elena, 401B, inward dive pike, 1.5. On deck, Ashley. Six and 1/2, 6, 7, 6, 6 and 1/2. Ashley, 203C, back 1 1/2 somersaults, tuck, 2.0. On deck, Maddie. Five, 4 1/2, 5. Maddie, 105B, forward, 2 1/2, somersaults, pike, 2.6. On deck, Amy. Six and 1/2, 6 and 1/2, 6. Amy, 201A, back dive straight, 1.7. On deck, Anoop. Six, 5, 6 and 1/2, 6. Anoop, 302C, reverse 1 somersault tuck, 1.6. On deck, Catherine. Five and 1/2, 5, 5 and 1/2, 5. Catherine, 202C, back 1 somersault tuck, 1.5. On deck, Olivia. Five, 3 and 1/2, 4. Olivia, 302C, reverse 1 somersault tuck, 1.6. On deck, Sam. Four and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2. Sam, 301B, reverse tuck pike, 1.7. On deck, Libby. Four, 5, 4 and 1/2. Libby, 51, 34D. Front 1 1/2 somersault, 2 twist, 2.6. On deck, Avery. Five and 1/2, 5 and 1/2. Avery, 401B, inward dive pike, 1.5. On deck, Carla. Five, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2. Carla, 104C, forward 2 somersault tuck, 2.2. On deck, Joy. Five and 1/2, 5 and 1/2, 5. Joy, 203B, back 1 and 1/2 somersault pike, 2.3. On deck, Penelope. 5 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 5, 5. Penelope, 402C, inward, 1 somersault tuck, 1.6. On deck, Laura. Four, 3 and 1/2, 4, 4, 3 and 1/2. Laurel, 105C, forward, 2 and 1/2, somersault tuck, 2.4. On deck, Audrey. Six and 1/2. 6, 6, 6 and 1/2, 6. Audrey, 202A, back 1 somersault straight, 1.7. On deck, Katie. Five, 4 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2 cross. Katie, 202A, back 1 somersault straight, 1.7. On deck, Anna. Four, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 4. Anna, 105C, forward, 2 and 1/2, somersault tuck, 2.4. On deck, Claire. Six and 1/2, 6 and 1/2, 6. Claire, 203C, back 1 and 1/2, somersault tuck, 2.0. On deck, Allie. Four and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 5. Allie, 202A, back 1 somersault straight, 1.7. On deck, Jade. Four and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 4, 4 and 1/2, 4. Jade, 201B, backed up pipe, 1.6. On deck, Callista. Five, 5 and 1/2, 5, 5 and 1/2, 5. Callista, 202A, back 1 somersault straight, 1.7. On deck, Reagan. Three and 1/2, 4, 4, 3 and 1/2, 3. Reagan, 52-22D, back 1 somersault, 1 twist, free, 1.9. On deck, Angelina. 5, 5, 5, 4 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2. Angelina, 402C, inward, 1 somersault tuck, 1.6. On deck, Alice. Five, 5, 5, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2. Alice, 203B, back 1 and 1/2 somersaults pike, 2.3. On deck, Emmy. Four, 5, 4 and 1/2, 5, 5. Emmy, 402C, inward, 1 somersault tuck, 1.6. On deck, Emerson. Five and 1/2, 5 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2, 6, 5 and 1/2. Emerson, 103B, forward, 1 and 1/2 somersaults pike, 1.7. On deck, Isabella. Five and 1/2, 5 and 1/2, 5, 5, 6. Isabella, 202B, back 1 somersaults pike, 1.6. On deck, Truppy. Four, 3 and 1/2, 3, 3 and 1/2, 3. Trevi, 103B, forward, 1 and 1/2 somersaults pike, 1.7. On deck, Saluntu. Five, 5 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2, 6 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2. Saluntu, 203C, back 1 and 1/2 somersault tuck, 2.0. On deck, Soli. Five and 1/2, 6, 5 and 1/2, 6, 5 and 1/2. Beginning our 5th and final round of the prelims. Soli, 202A, back 1 somersault straight, 1.7. On deck, Sarah. Four and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 5, 4. Sarah, 302C, reverse 1 somersault tuck, 1.6. On deck, Elena. Four and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 4, 4. Elena, 403C, inward, 1 and 1/2 somersaults tuck, 2.2. On deck, Ashley. Four and 1/2, 5, 5, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2. Ashley, 51, 22D, forward, 1 somersault, 1 twist free, 1.9. On deck, Maddie. Four and 1/2, 4 frogs. Maddie, 51, 32B, forward, 1 and 1/2 somersaults, 1 twist, free position, 2.2. On deck, Amy. Four and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2, 5. Amy, 302C, reverse 1 somersault tuck, 1.6. On deck, Adu. Five frogs. Anu, 52, 11A, back dive, half twist, straight, 1.8. On deck, Catherine. Four and 1/2, 4, 4, 5, 5. Catherine, 302C, reverse 1 somersault tuck, 1.6. On deck, Olivia. Four, 3 and 1/2, 3, 3 and 1/2, 3. Olivia, 53, 21B, reverse 1 somersault half twist, free position, 1.8. On deck, Sam. Two, 2, 1 and 1/2, 1 and 1/2, 2. Sam, 302C, reverse 1 somersault tuck, 1.6. On deck, Libby. Five and 1/2, 5 curls. Libby, 203B, back 1 and 1/2 somersaults pipe, 2.3. On deck, Avery. Six and 1/2, 6 and 1/2, 6 and 1/2, 7 and 1/2, 6 and 1/2. Avery, 402C, inward 1 somersault tuck, 1.6. On deck, Carla. Five, 5, 5, 6, 5. Carla, 403C, inward, 1 and 1/2 somersaults tuck, 2.2. On deck, Joy. Four and 1/2, 5, 5 and 1/2, 6, 5 and 1/2. Joy, 51, 32D, forward, 1 and 1/2 somersaults, 1 twist, free, 2.2. On deck, Penelope. 4 and 1/2, 4, 4, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2. Penelope, 52-21D, back somersaults, half twist, free position, 1.7. On deck, Laurel.
Fail dive. Yes.
Fail dive.
Can you announce that we can't have any flash photography up in the
No flash photography in the audience, please. Thank you. Laurel, 51-32D, forward, 1 and 1/2 somersaults, 1 twist, 2.2. On deck, Audrey. Six and 1/2, 6, 6 and 1/2, 6. Audrey, 52-21D, back somersault, half twist, free position, 1.7. On deck, Katie. Five and 1/2, 5 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2. Katie, 52-22D, back somersault, 1 twist, free position, 1.9. On deck, Anna. Four and 1/2. 4, 3 and 1/2. Anna, 52-31D, back 1 and 1/2 somersaults, half twist, free position, 2.1. On deck, Claire. Six and 1/2, 6 and 1/2, 6 and 1/2, 7, 6. Claire, 51-22D, forward, 1 somersault, 1 twist, free, 1.9. On deck, Allie. Four across. Allie, 52-11A, back dive, half twist, straight, 1.8. On deck, Jade. Three, 2 and 1/2, 2, 3 and 1/2, 3. Jade, 202A, back 1 somersault straight, 1.7. On deck, Callista. 4 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2, 5, 5. Callista, 52, 21D, back somersault, half twist, free, 1.7. On deck, Reagan. Five, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 4, 4 and 1/2. Reagan, 52, 23D, back somersault, 1 and 1/2 twist. Free position, 2.3. On deck, Angelina. Five, 5, 5, 4, 5. Angelina, 302C, reverse 1 somersault tuck, 1.6. On deck, Alice. Four, 4, 4, 5, 4. Alice, 105C, forward, 2 and 1/2 somersault tuck, 2.4. On deck, Emmy. Four, 4, 4 and 1/2, 5, 4 and 1/2. Emmy, 51, 21D, forward, 1 somersault, half twist, free position, 1.7. On deck, Emerson. Five, 5, 5, 5, 5 and 1/2. Emerson, 302C, reverse 1 somersault tuck, 1.6. On deck, Isabella. Five, 5, 5, 5 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2. Isabella, 51, 22D. Forward, 1 somersault, 1 twist, free, 1.9. On deck, Trevi. Four, 3 and 1/2, 2, 3, 3 and 1/2. Trevi, 104C, forward, 2 somersaults tuck, 2.2. On deck, Zolantu. Four and 1/2, 3 and 1/2, 3 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 3. Our final diver of the preliminary event, Zolantu, 51, 22D, forward, 1 somersault, 1 twist, free position, 1.9. Five and 1/2, 6, 5 and 1/2, 6, 6. You will now have a 15-minute warm-up before we begin the semifinal rounds. No less than 7.
Okay. All right. Cool. Thank you. See Dan up and keep moving back. You got it. Oh, that worked. Again.
Divers, we have 2 minutes left in this warm-up. The updated order has been posted behind the boards, cut down to 28 divers for this upcoming round. Thank you.
He said, I think it was the kid was from another district. He said he heard about it.
Last divers on the board. Last divers on the board. Judges, please take your seats.
No, I thought what happened was
I feel like I should go on. Nice to see you.
Beginning round 6, Sarah, 201C, back dive tuck, 1-5, Elena on deck. Scores. 6 1/2, 6, 6 1/2, 7, 5 1/2. Elena, 103B, forward 1.5 somersaults pike, 1.7, Ashley on deck. Scores. 6 1/2, 6 1/2, 6 1/2, 5 1/2, 5 1/2. Ashley, 401B, inward half pike, 1.5, Maddie on deck. Scores. 6, 6 1/2, 5, 5, 5 1/2. Maddie, 201B, back dive pike, 1.6, deck. Seven, 7 1/2, 6 1/2. Amy, 202A, back summer straight, 1.7, a nuke on deck. Scores. 5, 5, 4 1/2, 4 1/2, 4 1/2. A nuke, 401C, inward dive tuck, 1.4, Catherine on deck. Scores. 5, 5 1/2, 5, 4 1/2, 5 1/2. Catherine, 401B, inward pike, 1.5, Olivia on deck. Olivia, 301C, reverse deck, 1.6, Sam on deck. Three and a half, 4, 4 and a half, 4. Sam, 50-21D, forward 1 somersault, half twist free, 1.7, Libby on deck. Awards. 4 across. Libby, 201B, back dive pike, 1.6, Avery on deck. Awards. 8, 7.5, 8, 8, 7. Avery, 202A, back somersault straight, 1.7, Carla on deck. Awards. 5 1/2, 5, 5, 5 1/2, 5. Carla, 401B, inward dive pike, 1.5, Joy on deck. Six and one half, 6, 6, 6 and one half, 6. Joy, 103B, forward 1.5 somersaults pike, 7, Penelope on deck. Scores: 7, 6.5, 7, 7, 7.5. Penelope, 301B, reverse dive pike, 1.7, Laurel on deck. Penelope,
Well, there was one of them said 6 two she run out. I forget. 2 minutes.
Are you calling her? So I guess one team had 6 divers.
Yeah, she's coming right now.
Right.
Okay. She's listening in.
Sorry. I've been checking on the Dive Live app, so my service has been kind of spotty. So the last I saw that, I just saw she was in 30th place, and I didn't see her name on the list. Yeah, the team we advanced, like, I think only 3 people, like 3 others had to get time.
Were you able to get in touch?
Yeah, she's back in like a minute.
Did it go?
I think the handover girl, they're pretty together. And you got over. Walk on together. Walk on together. Totally my Penelope.
Penelope, 301, reverse dive pike, 1.7, Laurel on deck. Laurel, 201B, back dive pike, 1.6, Audrey on deck. Awards: 7.5, 8, 7.5, 7.5. Audrey, 201B, back dive pike, 1.6, Katie on deck. Awards: 6, 5, 5.5, 5, 5. Katie, 401B, inward dive pike, 1.5, Anna on deck. Scores: 5.5, 6, 5, 4, 5. On 201B, back dive pike, 1.6, Claire on deck. 8, 7 and 1/2, 8 and 1/2, 8 and 1/2, 8. Claire, 301C, reverse dive tuck, 1.6, Jade on deck. Awards, 4 and 1/2, 4, 4 and 1/2, 4, 5. Jake, 5231D, back 1.5 somersaults with half twist, free, difficulty 2.1, Callista on deck. Awards, 5, 4 and 1/2, 5, 5 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2. Callista, 401C, inward dive tuck, 1.4, Reagan on deck. Awards, 5, 5, 5, 4 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2. Reagan, 201A, back dive straight, 1.7, Angelina on deck. Awards, 4 and 1/2, 4, 4, 4 and 1/2. Angelina, 208, back dive straight, 1.7, Alice on deck. Awards, 4, 4, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2. Alice, 5223D, back 1 somersault and a half twist free, 2.3, Emmy on deck. Awards, 5 and 1/2, 6, 6, 6, 6 and 1/2. Emmy, 301C, reverse dive tuck, 1.6, Emerson deck. Awards, 4 and 1/2, 5, 5, 5, 5. Emerson, 101B, forward dive pike, 1.3, Trevi on deck. Awards, 6, 6, 6, 5, 6. Trevi, 401B, inward dive pike, 1.5, Zoe 2 on deck. Awards, 5 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2, 5, 5, 5 and 1/2. Saloon 2, 1A, reverse dive straight, 1.8, Sarah on deck. Awards, 6, 6, 5 and 1/2, 6 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2. Beginning round 7, Sarah, 202A, back 1 somersault straight, 1.7, Elena on deck. Awards, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 4, 3 and 1/2. Elena, 301C, reverse dive tuck, 1.6, Ashley on deck. 6 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2. Ashley, 301C, reverse dive tuck, 1.6, Maddie on deck. Awards. 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 4. Maddie, 301B, reverse dive pike, 1.10, Amy on deck. Awards. 6, 7, 6 and 1/2, 7 and 1/2, 6 and 1/2. A 52-21D, back 1 somersault, half twist free, 1.7, a nuke on deck. Awards. 5 and 1/2, 5, 5, 5, 4 and 1/2. A new 201C, back dive tuck, 1.5, Catherine on deck. Awards. 4 and 1/2, 5, 5, 5, 5. Catherine, 5111A, forward dive, half twist straight, 1.8, Olivia on deck. Awards. 3 and 1/2, 3 and 1/2, 3, 3, 4. Olivia, 401C, inward dive tuck, 1.4, Sam on deck. Awards. 4 and 1/2, 4, 4, 3 and 1/2, 5. Sam, 401B, inward dive pike, 1.5, Libby on deck. Awards. 4 and 1/2, 4, 4, 3 and 1/2, 3 and 1/2. Libby, 301B, reverse dive pike, 1.7, Avery on deck. Awards. 8, 8 and 1/2, 8 and 1/2, 8 and 1/2, 7 and 1/2. Avery, 5222D, back 1 somersault, 1 twist free, 1.9, Carla on deck. Awards. 3, 2, 2, 3, 2 and 1/2. Carla, 301C, reverse dive tuck, 1.6, Joy on deck. Awards. 4 and 1/2, 5, 5, 4 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2. Joy, 104B, forward 2 somersaults, pike, 2.3, Penelope on deck. Awards, 6 and 1/2, 6, 6 and 1/2, 6 and 1/2. Penelope, 401B, inward dive pike, 1.5, Laurel on deck. Awards 5, 5, 5, 4, 4 and 1/2. Laurel 301B, reverse dive pike 1.7, Audrey on deck. Awards 5, 5, 4 and 1/2, 6 and 1/2, 5. Audrey 5122 feet on somersault, 1 twist free, 1.9, Katie on deck. Awards 5, 5, 5, 5, 4 and 1/2. Katie, 301C, reverse dive tuck, 1.6, Anna on deck. Awards 3 and 1/2, 3 and 1/2, 3, 3, 3 and 1/2. Anna, 301B, reverse dive pike, 1.7, Claire on deck. Seven and 1/2, 7, 8 and 1/2, 7. Claire, 302, reverse 1 somersault tuck, 1.6, Jade on deck. Awards 4, 3 and 1/2, 3, 3 and 1/2, 3 and 1/2. Jade, 401B, inward dive pike, 1.5, Callista on deck. Awards 5, 5 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2, 5, 5 and 1/2. Callista, 402C, inward 1 somersault tuck, 1.6, Reagan on deck. Awards 4, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, were 5. Reagan, 401C, inward dive tuck, 1.4, Angelina on deck. Awards 5, 5 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2. Antina, 401C, inward dive tuck, 1.4, Alice on deck. Awards 5 and 1/2, 5, 5, 5 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2. Alice, 301B, reverse dive pike, 1.7, Emmy on deck. Awards 7 and 1/2, 7 and 1/2, 8, 8, 6 and 1/2. Emmy, 302C, reverse 1 somersault tuck, 0.6, Emerson on deck. Awards 6, 5, 5, 6, 5. Emerson, 5121D, forward 1 somersault half free, 1.7, Trevi on deck. Boards, 4, 3 and 1/2, 3 and 1/2, 3 and 1/2, 2 and 1/2. Trevi, 301C, reverse tuck, 1.6, Zolan 2 on deck. Awards, 5 and 1/2, 6, 6, 7, 6. Zolan 2, 303C, reverse 1.5, somersault tuck, 2.1, Sarah on deck. Awards. 4, 4, 4, 4 and 1/2, 1/2. Beginning the 8th round of diving in the last round of the semifinals. Sarah, 5221D, back 1 somersault, half twist free, 1.7, Elena on deck. Awards. 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 5, 3 and 1/2, 4. Elena, 303C, reverse 1.5, somersault tuck, 2.1, Ashley on deck. Awards. 3 and 1/2, 3 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 4, 4 and 1/2. Ashley, 403C, inward 1.5, tuck, 2.2, Maddie on deck. Awards. 4, 4, 5, 4, 4. Maddie, 303B, reverse 1.5, somersault pike, 2.4, at Amy on deck. Awards. 3 and 1/2, 1/2, 4, 4 and 1/2, 4. Amy, 301C, reverse dive tuck, 1.6, Anouk on deck. Awards. 5 and 1/2, 5, 5, 5 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2. Anouk, 202C, back 1, somersault tuck, 1.5, Catherine on deck. Awards. 5, 5, 4, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2. Catherine, 5121D, forward 1 somersault, half twist free, 1.7, Olivia on deck. Awards. 4 and 1/2, 4, 3, 3 and 1/2, 4. Olivia, 402C, inward 1 somersault tuck, 1.6, Sam on deck. Awards. 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 4, 4 and 1/2. Sam, 402C, inward 1 somersault tuck, 1.6, Lydia on deck. 4, 4, 4, 3 and 1/2, 4. Libby, 303B, reverse 1.5 somersault pike, 2.4, Avery on deck. Avery, 302C, reverse 1 somersault tuck, 1.6, Carla on deck. Awards. 5, 5, 5, 5, 4 and 1/2. Carla, 5122D, forward 1 somersault, 1 twist free, 1.9, Joy on deck. Awards. 4, 4 and 1/2, 4, 4, 4. Joy, 301B, reverse dive pike, 1.7, Penelope on deck. Awards. 7, 6 and 1/2, 7, 7 and 1/2, 7. Penelope, 2B, back dive pike, 1.6, Laurel on deck. Awards. 5, 4 and 1/2, 5, 4, 5. Laurel, 303B, reverse 1/2 somersaults pike, 2.4, Audrey on deck. Awards. 5 and 1/2, 6, 6, 6 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2. Audrey, 301B, reverse dive pike, 1.7, Katie on deck. Awards. 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 4, 4. Katie, 403C, invert 1.5 somersaults tuck, 2.2, Anna on deck. Awards. 3 and 1/2, 3 and 1/2, 3, 3, 3 and 1/2. Anna, 303C, reverse 1.5 somersault, 2.1, Claire on deck. Awards. 5 and 1/2, 6, 5 and 1/2, 6, 6. Claire, 401B, inward dive pike, 1.5, Jade on deck. Awards. 3 and 1/2, 4 across. Jade, 42C, inward 1 somersault tuck, 1.6, Calista on deck. Awards. 4, 3, 4 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2, 3 and 1/2. Callista, 301C, reverse dive tuck, 1.6, Reagan on deck. Reagan, 402C, in one somersault tuck, 1.6, Angelina on deck. Awards. 4.5 across. Angelina, 5121D, forward one somersault, half twist free, 1.7, Alice on deck. Awards. 4.5, 4.5, 4.5, 4.5, 4. Alice, 303C, reverse 1.5 somersault tuck, 2.1, Emmy on deck. Awards. 3.5, 3.5, 3.5, 4.5, 3.5. Emmy, 401 drive pike, 1.5, Emerson on deck. Awards. 6, 5.5, 6, 5.5. Emerson, 402C, inward one somersault tuck, 1.6, Trevi on deck. Awards. 5.5, 5, 5.5, 4.5, 5. Trevi, 302C, reverse one somersault tuck, 1.6, Zulu 2 on deck. Awards. 4.5, 4, 4, 5, 4. Zulu 2, 1B, inward dive pike, 1.5. Awards. 5.5, 6 across. This concludes the semifinal rounds. There will now be a 15-minute warm-up before finals.
Sorry. Why are you sitting down there? What? Alright. What? We got three rounds left.
I made it though.
Good job.
quick to get off and go down.
I was sitting over there, and I was like, huh, that lady looks a whole lot like mom. And then I saw the shirt and I was like, yep, that's definitely mom. How are you? When did you get it?
I didn't get here till like 11:30.
Okay.
It was like the tram. It was playing there in the rural.
Oh no, she thought she was cut. That was the beginning. Yeah, that was right after the fifth round. She thought she was cut, so she was. They called her name. She came out. Oh, you have bracelet. Did you put the?
I don't know.
I don't know. I still have mine. I was gonna say something. Oh, that is what I wanted to say. Did you think I meant my birthday card when I was asking about my card? My debit card.
Oh, that's it. That's in the bag.
Can I? I will after this.
If I'm not there's a bag by the door.
I just put by the door so maybe give it to Nick. This is my wallet. Yeah, so no, Tommy's. No, Eric is over there. Right now? Okay, thank you. Thank you.
So, Emerson, I want you to write that. Everyone talk.
I wasn't sure if it was like something you eat or not. I wasn't sure if like it was something you eat or not. So you need to open it. Kind of, yeah. It's what? Her legs slipped out of her 2.5, and then she said, she's like, I'm not doing it the whole work because my last little monkey's
Good job.
Are we working on that, or are we?
How much is your pool rental cost? Bishop.
The last diver on the board.
Last divers on the board.
Please announce judges and officials back to them.
Judges and officials, please take your seats.
Sit there and say the big guy in the white shirt.
Beginning the finals in round 9. Sarah, 301B, reverse dive pike 1.7, Elena on deck. Awards. 6, 5.5, 6, 6, 5.5. Elena, 104C, forward 2 somersaults tuck, 2.2, Ashley on deck. Awards. 6, 5, 5, 4.5, 4.5. Ashley, 5221D, back 1 somersault, half twist free, 1.7, Maddie on deck. Awards. 5, 5.5, 5, 5.5, 5. Maddie, 203B, back 1.5 somersaults pike, 2.3, Amy on deck. Awards. 5.5, 6, 5.5 across. Amy, 203C, back 1.5 somersaults tuck, 2.0, Anouk on deck. Awards. 4.5, 5 across. Anouk, 102B, forward 1 somersault pike, 1.5, Catherine on deck. Awards. 4-4-4-5-4. Catherine, 103C, forward 1.5 somersaults tuck, 1.6, Libby on deck. Awards, 4-4-4, 3.5, 4. Libby, 52-31D, back 1.5 somersaults, half twist free, 2.1, Avery on deck. Awards, 7-7-7, 5.5, 6.5. Avery, 52-21D, back 1 somersault, half twist free, 1.7, Carla on deck. Awards, 5.5, 5, 5, 6.5, 5.5. Carla, 101B, forward dive pike, 1.3, Joy on deck. Awards, 6, 6, 6, 6.5, 6. Joy, 303C, reverse 1.5 somersault tuck, 2.1, Laurel on deck. Awards, 6, 6, 6, 6.5, 6. Laurel, 52-31D, back 1.5 somersaults, half twist free, 2.1, Audrey on deck. Awards, 6.5, 7, 6.5 across. Audrey, 101B, forward dive pike, 1.3, Katie on deck. Awards, 6 across. Katie, 52-21D, back 1 somersault, half twist free, 1.7, Anna on deck. Incorrect dive. Anna, 51-32D, forward 1.5 somersaults, 1 twist free, 2.2, Claire on deck. 1 half, 6 and 1 half. Claire, 402C, inward 1 somersault tuck, 1.6, Jade on deck. Awards. 5, 4, 5, 4 and 1 half, 4 and 1 half. Jade, 203C, back 1 1/2 somersault tuck, 2.0, Reagan on deck. Awards. 5 and 1 half, 5, 4 and 1 half, 4 and 1 half, 4. Reagan, 301C, reverse dive tuck, 1.6, Angelina on deck. Awards. 2 and 1 half, 3, 3, 1 and 1 half, 2. Angelina, 202C, back 1 somersault tuck, 1.5, Alice on deck. Awards. 4, 3 and 1 half across. Alice, 103B, forward 1 1/2 somersaults pike, 1.7, Emmy on deck. Awards. 7, 7, 7 and 1 half, 9, 6 and 1 half. Emmy, 103B, forward 1 1/2 somersaults pike, 1.7, Emerson on deck. Awards. 4 and 1 half, 4, 4 and 1 half, 4 and 1 half, 5. Emerson, 301A, reverse dive straight, 1.8, Trevi on deck. Incorrect dive. Trevi, 101B, forward dive pike, 1.3, Zulu 2 on deck. Awards. 5, 6, 6, 6 and 1 half, 6. Zulu 2, 403C, inward 1 1/2 somersaults tuck, 2.2, Sarah on deck. Awards. 4 and 1 half, 5, 5, 5, 4 and 1 half. Beginning round 10, Sarah, 101B, forward dive pike, 1.3, Elena on deck. Awards. 6, 5, 5 and 1 half, 6 and 1 half, 5 and 1 half. Elena, 5122D, forward 1 somersault, 1 twist free, 1.9, Ashley on deck. Awards. 5 and 1 half, 5 and 1 half, 6, 5 and 1 half, 5. Ashley, 303C, reverse 1.5 somersaults tuck, 2.1, Maddie on deck. Awards. 3, 3.5, 3, 4, 4. Maddie, 5223D, back 1 somersault, 1.5 twist free, 2.3, Amy on deck. Awards. 5, 4, 5, 4.5, 5. Amy, 101B, forward dive pike, 1.3, Anouk on deck. Awards. 6, 6, 6.5, 6, 5.5. Anouk, 5121D, forward 1 somersault, half twist free, 1.7, Catherine on deck. Awards. 3, 2, 2, 3, 2.5. Catherine, 301C, reverse dive tuck, 1.6, Libby on deck. Awards. 4, 4.5, 4, 3.5, 4.5. Libby, 5132D, forward 1.5 somersaults, 1 twist free, 2.2, Avery on deck. Awards. 7.5, 7, 7, 6.5, 6.5. Avery, 203C, back 1.5 somersaults tuck, 2.0, Carla on deck. Awards. 5, 4.5, 4.5, 4.5, 4. Carla, 5221D, back 1 somersault, half twist free, 1.7, Joy on deck. Awards. 4, 4, 3, 4, 3.5. Joy, 404C, inward 2 somersaults tuck, 2.8, Laurel on deck. Awards. 5, 4, 4, 4.5, 4. Laurel, 203B, back 1.5 somersaults pike, 2.3, Audrey on deck. Awards. 6, 6.5, 6, 6.5, 5.5. Audrey, 302C, reverse 1 somersault tuck, 1.6, Katie on deck. Awards. 55554. Katie, 203C, back 1.5 somersaults tuck, 2.0, Anna on deck. Awards. 3, 3.5, 3.5, 3.5, 3. Anna, 403B, inward 1.5 somersaults pike, 2.4, Claire on deck. Awards. 7, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 6.5. Claire, 202A, back 1 somersault straight, 1.7, Jade on deck. Awards. 3.5, 3, 2.5, 4.5, 3.5. Jade, 101B, forward dive pike, 1.3, Reagan on deck. Awards. 5.5, 6.5, 6, 5.5, 5. Reagan, 5225D, back 1 somersault, 2.5 twists free, 2.7, Angelina on deck. Awards. 5, 4, 4.5, 4.5, 4. Angelina, 102B, forward 1 somersault pike, 1.5, Alice on deck. Awards. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4.5. Alice, 5233D, back 1.5 somersaults, 1.5 twists free, 2.5, Emmy on deck. Awards. 4.5, 5, 5, 4.5, 5.5. Emmy, 203C, back 1.5 somersaults tuck, 2.0, Emerson on deck. Awards. 5.5 cross. Emerson, 5221D, back 1 somersault, half twist free, 1.7, Trevi on deck. Awards. 4.5, 4, 4.5, 4, 5. Trevi, 402C, inward 1 somersault tuck, 1.6, Zulu 2 on deck. Awards. 5, 5, 5, 5.5, 4.5. Zulu 2, 304C, reverse 2 somersaults tuck, 2.1, Sarah on deck. Awards. 3, 3 and 1/2, 3, 3 and 1/2, 3 and 1/2. Beginning the final round. Sarah, 403C, inward 1.5 somersaults tuck, 2.2, Elena on deck. Awards. 4, 4 and 1/2, 4, 3 and 1/2, 4. Elena, 5223D, back 1 somersault, 1.5 twist free, 2.3, Ashley on deck. Awards. 5, 5 and 1/2, 6, 4, 5. Ashley, 104C, forward 2 somersaults tuck, 2.2, Maddie on deck. Awards. 6, 6, 6, 5 and 1/2, 5. Maddie, 404C, inward 2 somersaults tuck, 2.8, Amy on deck. Awards. 6 and 1/2, 6 and 1/2, 6 and 1/2, 6 and 1/2, 6. Amy, 5122D, forward 1 somersault, 1 twist free, 1.9, Anouk on deck. Awards. 6, 5 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2, 5 and 1/2, 4 and 1/2. Anouk, 402C, inward 1 somersault tuck, 1.6, Catherine on deck. Awards. 2 and 1/2, 2, 2, 2, 3. Catherine, 402C, inward 1 somersault tuck, 1.6, Libby on deck.
Diver failed to come out of the top and go more than 2 points.
Awards. 2, 1 and 1/2, 2, 1 and 1/2, 1. Libby, 105B, forward 2.5 somersaults pike, 2.6, Avery on deck. Awards. 8, 7 across. Avery, 301C, reverse dive tuck, 1.6, Carla on deck. Incorrect dive. Carla, 302C, reverse somersault tuck, 1.6, Joy on deck. Awards. 5 1/2, 5, 5, 5 1/2, 5. Joy, 5122D, forward 1 somersault, 1 twist free, 1.9, Laurel on deck. Awards. 5 across. Laurel, 404C, inward 2 somersaults tuck, 2.8, Audrey on deck. Awards. 5, 5, 5, 6, 4. Audrey, 5121D, forward 1 somersault, half twist free, 1.7, Katie on deck. Awards. 4 1/2, 5, 5, 4 1/2, 4 1/2. Katie, 302C, reverse 1 somersault tuck, 1.6, Anna on deck. Awards. 4 1/2, 4, 3 1/2, 3 1/2, 3 1/2. Anna, 404C, inward 2 somersaults tuck, 2.8, Claire on deck. Awards. 6 1/2, 6 1/2, 6 1/2, 7 1/2, 6. Claire, 5221D, back 1 somersault, half twist free, 1.7, Jade on deck. Awards. 3 1/2, 3, 3, 3, 3. Jade, 5221D, back 1 somersault, half twist free, 1.7, Reagan on deck. Awards. 4, 4, 4, 4 1/2, 4. Reagan, 202A, back 1 somersault straight, 1.7, Angelina on deck. Awards. 4 1/2, 5, 5, 4, 5. Angelina, 5122D, forward 1 somersault, 1 twist free, 1.9, Alice on deck. Awards. 3 1/2, 3 1/2, 3 1/2, 3 1/2, 4. Alice, 5225D, back 1 somersault, 2.5 twists free, 2.7, Emmy on deck. Awards. 5, 5 1/2, 6, 6, 6. Emmy, 5221D, back one somersault, half twist free, 1.7, Emerson on deck. Awards. 4 1/2, 4 1/2, 4 1/2, 6, 5 1/2. Emerson, 102B, forward one somersault pike, 1.5, Trevi on deck. Awards. 4 4 4 5 4 1/2. Trevi, 5222D, back one somersault, one twist free, 1.9, Zulu 2 on deck. Awards. 3 1/2, 3 1/2, 3, 3 1/2, 3 1/2. Saloon 2, 5231D, back 1 1/2 somersaults, half twist free, 2.1. Awards. 4 1/2, 5 1/2, 5, 5, 4. This concludes the 2025 Eastern Girls Bible Fair.